This is my printer. It's a Bamboo Lab P1P. Up on top is the AMS feeder. As you can see, there's 4 rolls of pigment in there, or of PLA plastic. Black, blue, white, and light gray at this point. This center section here, the white and black, is something I 3D printed to set the AMS on. In here you can see the print head. This is your printer table, and on the printer table is a this is magnetic to hold it in place while things are being printed. Alright, that's it. That's basically the print table. It's important to keep your filament very dry. This PLA filament does absorb moisture, and if it gets too wet, then it won't print properly. So I actually ended up buying cereal containers, which were the perfect size, and I put desiccant beads inside to soak up moisture. And you can see I have little monitors to let me know how much there are, what the moisture content is. There's some more of them. I've got some boxes of filament up there I haven't opened yet. This here is all the different colors I have right now. And I am an avid model builder. This whole area that you see right here, this was all 3D printed by me. The trays, the support background, the cups for putting stuff in, the paint racks, and all the drawers, that was all 3D printed. In order to get a STL file to print to the printer, you need a program called a slicer program. This is Bamboo Lab's slicer program. Alright, as you can see, there's a build plate, identical to the one that's in the printer. And then over here, we have different parameters that you can manipulate to do your print with. It shows the printer I'm using. I could have multiple different printers, and I could pick which printer I wanted to use. And then it shows right here, you can see the different filaments I have in there, black, blue, white, and light gray. Underneath that are all the different parameters that you can change. This one here is all the quality settings. This is something that you learn working with the program. Here you can change the different strength by the number of wall loops that you have, how thick the wall is going to be, what your fill-in is going to be, what the grid pattern is going to be. You can have all kinds of different grids that'll fill in your model. You can basically set the default, leave the default settings for the speed because the printer knows what it's doing there. For support, if you need supports, you can pick supports here. This is advanced. You can change some things around, different settings for all of that. You know, I don't do a lot of that. And then others, this is, you know, a brim type would be a setting that on your first layer would help the first layer to adhere. Prime tower, that's used if you're printing more than one color in your model. And then you have different special modes, stuff that you can manipulate. That's a lot more advanced than what I do. So in order to get something printed, we have to start a new project. and then we have to pick what we want to print. All right, let's, for example, we'll do Asher's, okay? We'll pick Asher's avatar. There it is. All right. I can move the plate around so that you can see it. I can take it and I can move it. And then in order to make the small ones and the big ones, you can click on this and clone it. And you can clone as many as you want. In this case, we can clone one. Move that over to the side. And then this is the small one. We want this one to be the big one. So we can go up on top and we can click, forget that. We can click this, which is scaling, and then this comes up, and I want to scale it to 200%. So I'll type in 200, hit enter, and lo and behold, we got a big one. Okay. If I want to make this one a different color, let's say we want to make this one blue. Okay. If we want to make them both blue, I can click here, select all, and then make them both blue. Okay, so it's very manipulative. You know, you get a lot of things you can do with this program. All right. Then when we want to print it, we have to go back up here and we have to preview it. If we click preview, the program's going to scan it. Okay. And once it scans it scans each and every layer. All right. Right up here we can see that there's 433 layers. And we can actually look at each one of those layers. Let's move this over here a little bit. Okay. Make it a little bit bigger so you can see. If we come over here and we scroll down, okay, watch what happens here. That'll show you basically what's happening on each and every layer as it builds it. Okay, and then once we got this to the point where we're satisfied, here you can see this surrounding on the bottom. That's what helps keep it adhered. So once we got that all done, then we just go up here and we print plate. All right, and then this pops up and tells you what it is you're printing, tells you the color that you're using, and when you're ready, you just click send, and that will send all the information over to the printer, and the printer will start printing. All right, see there, it sent everything over. And then this screen pops up. Now on this screen, it shows you the different colors that are in the feeder. It will show you temperatures of your plate and your nozzle. You can move the nozzle around if you want to. Down here, it tells you right now that it's downloading all that information. And at this point, it's going to start taking the black out of the nozzle, which is what I had in there, and it'll put blue in. All right, we're waiting for the heat bed to reach target temperature. All right, what you need to do is heat everything up so that the plastic melts. All right, the light on the printer is on, we can see that. Okay. Now it may take a while for this to heat up. Okay, let's do this. What I did was I just turned the camera on. You can actually watch your print from your computer. It's still waiting for the heat bed to warm up. Okay, we can see the temperature changing over here. The heat bed needs to warm up to 65 degrees. The nozzle will warm up to 220 degrees. Okay, if you look real close, you can see that the filament right here is coming out. It's feeding filament, changing from black to blue. It first pulls the black out, and then it pushes the blue in, and then it'll clean the nozzle. There, it's pushing the black out and pushing the blue through. Doesn't look a whole lot difference on this. I probably should have used white. You would have been able to see it better. But you can see down here now, it's pushing blue instead of black. And this is done all automatically. The printer itself will set up the time frame it needs to make this change. And then when it's done, it's going to clean the nozzle so that there's nothing hanging out the end of it. Yep, see, there it goes. Now it goes through a whole process of self-checks where the plate will come up and the nozzle will scrub across the plate to make sure that there's nothing left. It'll then center itself on the plate. And then it'll go around and make sure that everything's level. See, now it's finding itself. It's making sure that everything's lined up properly. What it's doing now, it's making sure that the nozzle and the plate are in the proper position so that the nozzle doesn't hit the plate. You can hear it making noises in the background. All right, now it's going to start the print process itself. It comes over here on this side, does a little print to make sure that the nozzle is free, and then it'll start printing your actual project. And that's what it takes to get an STL file to print in your printer. Pretty cool about how this thing works all by itself like that. So I hope this gives you a little bit more information. You know, you guys are designing them now. At least you know a little bit about how you take that design and you come up with a finished product. Take care.